So I was told to keep this at around 7 minutes. You'll be happy to know it's much shorter than that. I'm a pretty straightforward kind of gal, and although I do a lot of deep thinking, it doesn't usually come out in words. It usually comes out in actions. And so that's kind of how I start, is that I actually prefer to live my truth rather than speak it. So you'll get to hear a little bit of it, and then hopefully you'll get to see me live it all the time. We here at All Souls have a process that the youth get to go through called Coming of Age. If you haven't ever been a part of it, I highly recommend it. I've been a mentor a couple times. I know Andy has too. It's a pretty amazing experience. And one of the things that the kids are asked to do, among many other things that most teenagers aren't asked to do, is write their credo based on some of their favorite UU principles, right? So they have to pick a couple of their favorites and then write some information about them. So I thought, that's pretty easy. I can do that. I mean, it's already what I believe, so it should be pretty simple to just pick something out and write about it. And now I have much more respect for the kids who have had to actually craft those things and then stand up here and speak them. So, so here it goes. Principle that I try to live every day and really speaks to me the most is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. It happens to be our first principle. That's not why I picked it. This is a feeling that's actually been in my soul before I even knew what a soul was, before I was even a Unitarian Universalist, before I even really knew what religion was. It's who I was and it's how I felt. I'm sure you can imagine, though, that amazing feeling of connection when I came into a UU church, though, for the first time and saw, what? This is a principle? This is something that people in churches believe and actually do and live? This is it. This is where I need to be. This is my place. I found it. My understanding of this principle has certainly grown and changed as I have grown and changed. I grew up in a Presbyterian church, so not super crazy as far as religions go. But I was in it. Like, I was in the youth group, I went to Sunday school, my dad was a deacon, the whole thing. Went to sleepaway camps, all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, I think I can do this. I can believe this stuff. Until it was like, yeah, no, I can't really believe this stuff anymore. Thankfully, my parents are super cool, and they were like, all right, what do you believe then? What is going to be your spiritual path? Not quite that articulate, but basically I think that was the meaning that they were going with. So I started doing a little bit of a search, and actually through the help of my mother-in-law, she recommended trying out Unitarian Universalism. And so I was like, all right, well, what do we have to lose? So here I was, not at this church, but at a church in Norfolk, Virginia, where I learned that sermons can be about baseball and still be relevant and meaningful. And now I've heard a few sermons on baseball since that time, but that was the first one, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And Callan, who is our oldest daughter, was only a baby at the time and was doing the Sunday school thing in a place where I thought, she's going to learn the stuff that I'm already feeling in my soul. That's what she's going to learn through religious education, and she has. So even through kind of my search, my faith search, I've never really lost that feeling in my soul that everyone has inherent worth and dignity. Initially, it was kind of just like only my people, like my family, my community, my friends. And now I see this in a much grander scale, a much broader perspective to include like literally everyone. Even though maybe probably especially people who we wouldn't necessarily consider. The people who have really lost their way, the people who really need us to believe in them when they don't believe in themselves, that they have inherent worth and dignity. I don't know if it's that feeling, that soul feeling that I have, that's what I'm going to call it, that soul feeling that led me to do the work that I do now, but if it was, I'm incredibly grateful. I have the honor and privilege to work every single day with parents who struggle with substance use. They are really trying to be parents, to be good parents as deemed by the state, and trying to stop using substances. If you've ever done one or the other, either one on its own is really hard. Now trying doing them both at the same time, it's amazing. It's amazing what these parents are able to do. The really sad part is that they don't know that they have inherent worth and dignity. No one's ever told them that. They don't feel that in their soul. That's not their soul feeling for a lot of them. I really feel like it's my responsibility as a UU. Now, I don't go around announcing to my clients, hey, this is a UU principle I'm about to put on you, because I like my job and I don't want to lose it, and I can't go around spouting off my religious beliefs, because they're not everyone's religious beliefs. But this soul feeling, if I don't call it a UU principle and I call it a soul feeling, that's something that I can give to them. That's something that I feel called to give to them and to everyone. So I really hope that I'm able to help them see that in themselves, and I hope that by living this principle each and every day, it will start to be a thing. It's going to start to be a thing that everyone does, regardless of their faith tradition. Thank you.
Lori told us we had 7 minutes, so we had to cut it short, and I know that because I've done Credo services before, and I did one last summer, or last year sometime, I forget exactly when, and this is some stuff that got cut out because there wasn't time. And I thought, okay, I left off. About 20 years ago, a member of All Souls got up during Joys and Concerns when we still got up and everybody said their thing, and recited Dylan Thomas's poem, "Do Not Go Gentle into the Night." The line at the end of each verse is, rage, rage against the dying of the light. As she recited the poem, she raged, shouting that tagline each time. Now, I don't know what Dylan Thomas meant by the poem, but I could feel her fear of death. She lived to be over 100 and died in a nursing home where for several years she'd been unable to rage against the dying of the light. Why do we spend so much time and energy and money trying not to die? I think that we all fear death, just like white supremacy is woven into our culture so tightly that we are frequently unaware of its existence. Calvinist Christianity and fear of eternal damnation are always present in our subconscious. The revolutionary universalist idea that there was no hell, that God loved everyone, and there was universal salvation, has not finished its work. We still, deep down, believe in hell. We have trouble speaking the words death and dying. Our euphemisms for death are more pervasive than for sex. How many times have we said that someone passed away? How many conversations have we had about someone's death without ever saying the words death or die? Passed away has become in such common use that it's too close to the bone. And people now use euphemisms for it, like past. I believe that 3 things are sacred: birth, love, and death. They are each equal, each necessary to the other 2. And if our purpose on life, the purpose on earth is to find out how to live a good life, then I believe that a significant part of that is to find out how to have a good death. I've seen many examples of people dying in ways that I don't want to die myself. My Uncle Al died of Alzheimer's after several years of failing mind and body, living in a nursing home because his needs could no longer be met at home. My mother-in-law chose open heart surgery at age 87. She lived for 3 more years, but was never really healthy again. 2 years ago, Ellen and I were present at the birth of our grandson, Dante. It was a sacred event. Dante was born at home, as were both of our daughters. A few months after that, I was present at the death of my mother. She died at home. This too was a sacred event. About 10 years ago, my brother and I sat down with my mother and her lawyer to discuss her will and her wishes about her end of life. The lawyer strongly urged my mother to place her property in a trust so that if she needed an extended stay in a nursing home, she wouldn't use up all of her resources. My mother refused. She stated that she didn't want to die in a nursing home. She wanted to die at home, and that one day of life at home was infinitely preferable to a year in a nursing home. The lawyer said, "But what if you need to go to a nursing home?" My mother replied, "I choose not to go to a nursing home." My mother chose again how to die at the end of her life. She'd gotten a major infection and had to go to the hospital, and then went to a nursing home for rehab. The doctors told her and us that she would not recover without major surgery and might not survive the surgery. And at age 91, she chose not to do it. We took her home, and she died there a few weeks later. When my time comes to die, I want to make the same choices. To not prolong my life at all costs, but to accept death and to die as I have lived, gladly and surrounded by love. Obviously, we don't get to dictate the circumstances of our death. You make your choices and you take your chances. But my mother chose 10 years before her death not to die in a nursing home or a hospital, and let us all know of her choice. And she got what she wanted. I have told my family that I want to die at home, surrounded by love, and with a minimum of pain. At the end of my life, I choose not to go to a nursing home or hospital, even if going might extend my life weeks or months. I've made my choice. I'll find out what happens when the time comes.
Thank you.